Hello everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm Mum Bear Stitchery here on Flosstube and over on Instagram, and this is the channel all about cross stitch. Today is episode number 39 and it is my May stitching update. This month I kind of felt that stitching was a little bit hard to come by, and the kids have 2 weeks left at school, so you know with that it comes with tons of projects, activities and end of school things and sports and all that kind of thing. But I do have a ton of projects to show you, and we're going to kick off with a finish. I was so excited to finish this one. It took a lot longer, just with being busy this month. It took a lot longer to finish than I projected it would, but it's done. And this is Long Dog Sampler Soucis, and you'll see where I was before. And I finished it. Ooh, I even have to go back a little bit so you can see it. But it is done. This is my first Long Dog Sampler finish. Like I said, this one's called Soucis. It is stitched on 32 count Opal Lugana by Be Stitch Me in the colour Sea Glass, and I use DMC 3812. And I'm so excited to have my first Long Dog finish. If I had to pick one designer that I would only be able to stitch for forever and ever, it would probably be Long Dog Samplers. So that is that one. I absolutely love this fabric. It's one of my favourite Be Stitch Me fabrics. It's Sea Glass in various counts. So yay, love that one. And I did fill in the elephant. On the chart normally the elephant has the date in it, and I just at the time couldn't be bothered messing around trying to change the date to 2023. So I just filled the whole elephant in, and I kind of like it that way. So that was my first finish of the month. And after I finished that one, what do you do when you finish a Long Dog? Start another one? That's exactly what I did. And this was already in my plans, but this is Fish and Chips, also by Long Dog Samplers. But last month I showed you I had lighter blue fabric with kind of navy floss. I dug through my stash and I found another fabric to use, so I made a tiny start on this one on Fish and Chips, and I think I only put about 1,000 stitches in because it was for a challenge, so that's where I ended up stopping. But I love the colour, how the DMC 3865 pops on this blue, which is a 32 count opal linen called Shimmering Azure from Under the Sea Fabrics. And I cannot wait to get back to this one. I had to force myself to put this one down, but I don't want to burn out on the Long Dogs. But I am looking forward to getting back to this one. I think this one's only 9 pages, so it's actually a pretty small Long Dog, so I'm hoping this will stitch up pretty fast. But again, love stitching on this one, and I love the sparkle in this fabric. This one's another finish. This one's actually a start and a finish this month. This was for the mental health care SAL, hosted by Candy the 614 Stitcher. I wanted to join that stitch along, and so I looked around in my stash for something that would fit, and I picked a pattern from this book, Cross Stitch from the Earth by Emma Congdon. You can get this on Amazon. It's pretty cheap, especially for how many patterns you get in this book. This is probably my favourite cross stitch book, and I cannot wait to stitch more from it, and I've already picked my next one out, but the one that I started and finished is from this book, and they don't really have names, but you can see it says Enjoy All the Little Things, and this was a start and a finish. This is stitched on 28 count Joblin in Through the Stones by Be Stitch Me. It's all DMC, and unusually for me, I stitch this one almost, I think, pretty monogamously, start to finish. Usually I bounce between a couple of projects. Like, it's not unusual I'd stitch on non-full coverage and a full coverage in the same day, or just between different projects. It prevents like boredom or burning out on anything. But this one I pretty much worked on start to finish, just this one. And I love You can see all the little critters in there. Oh, her use of color is just amazing. And I'm actually going to use the other half of the fabric. I'll show you what I picked out. It is called, well, it says leave nothing but footprints, kill nothing but time. Oops. And that's what I'm going to stitch next from this book on the other half of the fabric. But not yet. I'm trying to not start all the things. I decided, well, I came up with this genius plan that December 2024 I turn 40. So from December 17 this year to my 40th birthday next year, I've decided I'm going to have 40 starts, and I've started this box of constantly rotating projects that I've put in there, and they probably won't be finalized until actually December. But I realized the stress I had about it. I was like, oh, 40 starts is quite a lot. But I realized my stress about that was because I have a lot of whips anyway already started. So my solution is, well, finish the things that you have and not start everything now. But when I did finish that one, the Enjoy the Little Things, everything inside me wanted to start the Caroline Manning stitch along that was happening in May. I bought Desert Dawn from her site, one of the Shooting Star collection ones, and it took everything inside me not to start it. So instead, when I finished all the little things, I replaced that project with a whip from the stash already on the go, and I started, well, not started, but I picked back up Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower, and you'll see where I was before, because I actually worked on this one a little bit this month already. This became my car project, and that's where I got to. I got all those wings filled in, and I don't think this one will take that much longer to stitch up. It's on 40 count Tiramisu by Under the Sea Fabrics linen, and I'm using all the called for overdyes and DMC that it's charted with. But I'm looking forward to pick this one back up. It's got quite a lot of like colour changes and stuff, but there's something nice working about this one, and it's a good car project, especially now we're coming to summer. It's nice and bright. So I picked an older whip. I didn't pick something new because I'm going to have all these new starts next year. And the box is a constant work in progress. If I find something in my stash, I'm like adding the fabric and flossing things to it. But yeah, I just imagine it's going to be a constant turnover of kits and projects in there until December. My next project that I'm going to show you is another finish. This is, well, you'll see where I was before. This is Inordinate Fondness by Hannah Stitching. I saw this one on Instagram and instantly went and bought it. And here's where I am. I finished it. This one is stitched on 40 count Soucis or Keris by Under the Sea Fabrics, and I used Night Stalker Calling Floss in the colour Calypso. And it's kind of like, if you can see, it's like rainbow kind of oil slick colour, and I thought it was perfect for the beetle kind of shells. You know, like how when you look at bugs in the sun, some of them like reflect that kind of oil slick rainbow colours. I thought this floss was perfect for it. And I love this kind of grungy brown inky fabric. It's maybe one of my favourite Under the Sea fabrics, actually. And I have the other half of this like fat quarter that I'm kind of hoarding for something special. But that is that one. And if you would like to stitch these little bugs too, she has quite a couple of patterns. I will link where you get them below. But that is by Hannah Stitching, and she's on Instagram too. And I stitched that one 1/2 because it's 40 count. My next project I just could not get into is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. I keep trying to force myself to work on this one, and there's just something, I'm just not in the fancy lady stitching mood at all. But I did get a couple of 100 stitches in it, so you'll see where I was before. And here's where I am now. I just worked down in her dress. A lot of black. And this one is stitched on 28 count Joplin in the colour Brigid by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I love the fabric. I love the finished design. There's just something right now that I just, yeah, I'm just not loving the fancy lady stitching right now. I think it's because when I unfolded the chart and I saw how much more dress there was still to go, it was just like, no, there's other things I could work on. So that's where she is right now. And I mean, maybe I'll pick her up for challenges and things like that, that in the stitchy groups that require maybe a fancy lady, and a couple of 100 stitches here and there is better than not working on it at all. And speaking of stitch challenges, this next project I pulled out specifically for a challenge that needed something with a quilt in it. So this is Sewing Cats by SODAstitch. This one's so cute. You'll see where I was before. And I added another little cat. The one sitting on top of the yarn ball and the start of the sewing machine. And this one's just, it's so cute. It's so cute. This one is on 32 count Lugana in the colour Mint Splash. It's one of those printed ones from Zweigart. But I absolutely love this one. And my goal next time I pull this out is to at least get another cat done, because that's a good chunk. But there's just something about these SODAstitches that make me so happy, like working on the bright colours. It does have a bit of back stitch, but it brings it completely to life. It's so cute. So that's that. That's Sewing Cats. I really enjoyed following the hashtag Bernadette Stitches and Burn Stitches and Rogamama Stitcher, my first SODAstitch sale, and SODAstitch Saturday. You can follow those on Instagram and you'll see all the different SODAstitch and the beautiful fabrics people are putting them on. My next project, I actually just finished the page on this today. This is Beary Tree. It is a full coverage chart by Artecy, and you'll see where I was before. And I just finished the page today. And there we go. I got a whole little another bear's face in. So this one is on 25 count Easy Guide, 1/1 full cross, all DMC. And yeah, he's so cute. This is page 6, page 6 out of 18. So it's still got quite a bit to go, but I am working on this one page every single month. And I just squeezed this month's page in to the last day of the month today. But he is so cute. But now that I worked on the other bear's face and got him in, I've told myself next month I have to go do a background page. So I don't want to do all the little bears and then just have background left. So I think I'm going to come down to this corner here and do page 13. And that'll give me the height of the project if I do that page. But they are so cute. This is a regular size. I bought the regular and the larger version that has more detail. This is the regular version. I didn't notice enough difference between the two to justify stitching the larger one. So this is a regular size. And I love him. Oh, and this one total is only 300 by 198 stitches. So it's a perfectly manageable full coverage. I love Artecy. So that's all the projects that I worked on this month. Next month I will be, like I said, working on that other bear page. I'm going to try, I keep telling myself, don't leave it until the last week of the month, because then I feel like I must get this done for the next video. So I really should just get that done at the beginning of the month. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to let kind of stitchy challenges decide what I want to work on. Like I said, we're almost coming into summer. Kids have less than 2 weeks left. I'm kind of just want to kick off and stitch what I want, when I want. Don't set any crazy goals, but one of the projects that I do want to work on, and it feels very summery, is Beachcomber by Lindy Stitches. This was a retreat project at one of the Acorns and Threads retreats that I didn't go to, and it hasn't been released yet, but you can buy this from Acorns and Threads, because that's what I did. I phoned up and ordered Beachcomber and the one that was the blue flower chart too. I can't remember what it's called, but it has like animals and all that in it. You can order both of those from Acorns and Threads and they just ship them to you. So I want to work on this one this month, and this is where I will be starting from. I'm using the Call for Threads, and I think this is just 32 count. Yeah, 32 count raw natural. So I just have that block in the middle done. So I'm really looking forward to stitching all those little creatures around it. Each one will feel like a little mini finish. So that's where I'll be starting from. The other thing I've realised, I feel like I'm really slacking on my full coverage stitching. Like apart from the bears, I haven't really touched my other full coverages like in a while. So I was rifling through the project bags earlier and told myself I want to stitch at least a page on one of those. And one that was calling to me was Raven. This is a chart by Threadgeeks. I think it's retired now because the artist was Victoria Francis and they don't do her artwork anymore. But I got this one just before she retired it. I think that's how I actually found Threadgeeks in the first place, was through Victoria Francis artwork. But I have still a lot of pale confetti to do, like in this page and some like in her hair. So I definitely want to finish this page and then maybe come down and do the page underneath that's got the start of her face in it, because this is my first Threadgeeks chart and I don't know how they stitch up, how well they stitch up. So I'd like to see what her face looks like maybe in the page underneath. And this one is 2/1 10th stitch on 28 count. So yeah, I want to work on this one. And maybe it'll kickstart the I want to stitch all the full coverages again and maybe have a full coverage summer. So that is all the stitching I have for you. I do have a little bit of haul. It was Mother's Day. I ordered myself some stuff and the kids picked some stuff. And yeah, some of these will be making it into my Stitch 40 box. But first one for Mother's Day, I got a Luca S kit. That reindeer is so handsome. It might be a good Christmas project. And I love Luca S kits. The fabric feels so nice. It has pre-gridded like fabric. Can you see? It's super pale and it does wash out. So he will be started maybe around Christmas time. Sunflowers are my favorite flower, and so I ordered this chart pack directly from Heritage Crafts, and it's the Karen Carter collection. Sunflower Landscape. Love that one. Again, full coverage, but super bright and cheerful. One of these I got from eBay and one I got from 123, but they kind of to me look like the same town, just in different seasons. So this one's Sunny Shore by RTO. So I need to live a lot longer than 40 to get all these things stitched, but I love the colours in this one and how whimsy it looks. And then the other one by RTO is Camtown by the Sea. So you see how they kind of look like could be the same place, just maybe in winter and like summer. And this one isn't my norm, but I saw this one on somebody's Instagram just as I was scrolling and then like lost it again, but I went on a search for it and I found it on eBay, but they had it in their stitchy room along with like lots of modern stuff, and I don't know why, it just caught my eye and I absolutely like loved it. And I'm kind of, like with the sewing cats, I'm kind of liking the whole stitching, sewing things. It's this one by Designworks. I'm going to hold the bottom because it is opened at the bottom. And it is called, where was the name of it? It's artworks by Joan Elliott. Oh, I think it's this in French at the top. I just typed in Joan Elliott design work kit, sewing room kind of thing, and went on an eBay search, and I did find it. And I love how kind of vintage it looks, and it seems wrong saying vintage when Joan Elliott's still designing, but it does. It has that kind of whimsy, vintage kind of feel, and I love it. That's exactly why I love it. But yeah, I can't wait to stitch this one up. Fortunately, the threads are unsorted, not my favourite thing, but yeah, cannot wait to stitch this one up. And like the sewing cats, I'd love a sewing room one day, and you have like cross stitch off cross stitch like on your walls. Somebody on Instagram mentioned on the sewing cat thing, they were like, oh, it's very like Inception. I was like, yeah. So love that. I bought this. I actually bought the magazine that it came from, and it didn't come with it when I ordered the magazine, so I had to buy this separately and paid way overpriced for it, but I have the other calendar and absolutely love this one too. The squirrel is my favourite. See the squirrel? It is the Bothy Threads Rensdale calendar, and it comes in World of Cross Stitching, one of the magazines that came out in the spring. It was one of the add-ons, but again, found it on eBay. So I love the squirrel and I love the little owl. And it is an actual calendar with the cross stitch charts in it. So you get all of these. So squirrel is first on my list to stitch. Last couple of things. I got my fabric of the month from Be Stitch Me last night. This month was a 4 to count for Dal Neutral. And it's called Bronze Age. It is this lovely warm grey brown. Be perfect for something samplery. Make colours pop. I got this fabric at the last Friday night fight night. It's called Jellyfish Fields, and it's 32 count Opal Lugana. It's fat quarter. But love that. And I think it's a Friday night fight night this week too. Last couple of things. Bags Plus is an Etsy store. I think it's changed to Bags Plus USA now. I'll link it below. I love these little things. They're like little pockets you can put your DMC bobbins in, but then they slip in your project bag like nice and flat. One of my projects, my koalas that's in here, I haven't been working on it because the threads aren't sorted. They're just kind of rolling loose in the bottom of the project bag, and I think that's why I haven't been picking it up. So I grabbed one of these, and you can see it has little pockets, and on the back it has all these little bears, and she has all different fabrics, but I love this one for the forest critters. And it has a pocket here so you can pop like your scissors in or any extra like threads or loose ends or anything like that. So I got this one, which is 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 22 pocket. No, 20 pocket. This is 20 pocket size. And I got the slightly bigger one, which has frogs on it. Again, love these. I have a couple of these and they're in project bags and they're super handy. And this one too has Velcro on the top, but is again another big pocket on the outside. Love those frogs. And I'll link Bags Plus below if that's something you want to check out. My last two things are from Whip It Up Project Bags. My friend Julie, she makes the bestest bags. Nearly, well, I would say about 90% of the bags here are actually from her shop. I got a custom one and bought another one. You can see this is where I put the blue flowers of the quilting bee. That's where this whip lives. They are super roomy. They can fit a 11-inch Q-snap with all the fabric and things like that on it super comfortably. You're not squeezing it past. The zippers at the top, they come with or without a handle, and they're quilted and chunky. But I love this one with elephants on the bottom and the fabric again on the back. This is my absolute favorite. My absolute favorite is project bag now is this one. So I got this one, and I got this Scottish one too, with the little Highland cow on it and the thistle. So I need to move one of my projects into this. But this fabric is beautiful. I love this entire fabric line, but these bags are perfect. So if you want one of those, I will also link Julie's Whip It Up project bag shop down below. And that's all I have. I hope you come back and join me next month. Hopefully I have just as much section to show you, especially going into summer. Hopefully I have more time. No more track and field meets. I've been taking Maya join track and field for a couple of weeks, and she qualified for shot put finals. So we had to go to the finals, and she placed second in district, and then we had to go to the county finals, and she was 10th there. But I'm just so glad she tried something new, and she wants to take up like track and field like a club over the summer. So that'll keep me busy. But yeah, I hope I get in lots of stitching, and I will see you next month. Until then, I hope you have a good, safe month and start your summer holidays. Bye.